I am continuing in my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am continuing reading in a chronological order, according to event, not according to publication or volume. So I'm skipping around a bit as I move along. So I'm going to be continuing in Alma. We're getting near the end of our war chapters. We're not going to be skipping around as much anymore. Mainly because our two stories are kind of converge a little bit here. What we read last time was Moroni taking the city of Gid without bloodshed. They snuck in some wine, got the Lamanites drunk, gave weapons to all the Nephite prisoners in the city, and the Lamanites surrendered. That was in the east, and now got their preparations in order. They're planning to go against the city of Morianton. They got all their prisoners in the city Bountiful, all nice and locked up. That's where we left off. That was our last reading. Now we're going to go back to Helaman, and we're going to read a little bit more in the west. This is the ending of the Western Theater. This is chapter 58, a bit long, so we're going to read the first 25 verses. Helaman, Gid, and Teomner take the city of Manti by a stratagem. The Lamanites withdraw. The sons of the people of Ammon are preserved as they stand fast in defense of their liberty and faith. And behold, now it came to pass that our next object was to obtain the city Manti. But behold, there was no way that we could lead them out of the city by our small bands. For behold, they remembered that which we had hitherto done. Therefore we could not decoy them away from their strongholds. And they were so much more numerous than was our army, that we durst not go forth and attack them in their strongholds. Yea, and it became expedient that we should employ our men to the maintaining those parts of the land which we had regained of our possessions. Therefore it became expedient that we should wait, that we might receive more strength from the land of Zarahemla, and also a new supply of provisions. And it came to pass that I thus did send an embassy to the governor of our land to acquaint him concerning the affairs of our people. And it came to pass that we did wait to receive provisions and strength from the land of Zarahemla. But behold, this did profit us but little, for the Lamanites were also receiving great strength from day to day, and also many provisions, and thus were our circumstances at this period of time. And the Lamanites were sallying forth against us from time to time, resolving by stratagem to destroy us. Nevertheless, we could not come to battle with them because of their retreats and their strongholds. And it came to pass that we did wait in these difficult circumstances for the space of many months, even until we were about to perish for the want of food. And it came to pass that we did receive food, which was guarded to us by an army of 2,000 men to our assistance. And this is all the assistance which we did receive, to defend ourselves and our country from falling into the hands of our enemies, yea, to contend with an enemy which was innumerable. And now the cause of these our embarrassments, or the cause why they did not send more strength unto us, we knew not. Therefore we were grieved and also filled with fear, lest by any means the judgments of God should come upon our land, to our overthrow and utter destruction. Therefore we did pour out our souls in prayer to God, that he would strengthen us and deliver us out of the hands of our enemies, yea, and also give us strength that we might retain our cities and our lands and our possessions for the support of our people. Yea, and it came to pass that the Lord our God did visit us with assurances that he would deliver us, yea, insomuch that he did speak peace to our souls, and did grant unto us great faith, and did cause us that we should hope for our deliverance in him. And we did take courage with our small force which we had received, and were fixed with a determination to conquer our enemies, and to maintain our lands and our possessions, and our wives and our children, in the cause of our liberty. And thus we did go forth with all our might against the Lamanites who were in the city of Manti. And we did pitch our tents by the wilderness side, which was near to the city. And it came to pass that on the morrow, that when the Lamanites saw that we were in the borders by the wilderness which was near the city, that they sent out their spies round about us, that they might discover the number and the strength of our army. And it came to pass that when they saw that we were not strong according to our numbers, and fearing that we should cut them off from their support, except they should come out to battle against us and kill us, and also supposing that they could easily destroy us with their numerous hosts, therefore they began to make preparations to come out against us to battle. And when we saw that they were making preparations to come out against us, behold, I caused that Gid, with a small number of men, should secrete himself in the wilderness, and also that Teomner and a small number of men should secrete themselves also in the wilderness. Now Gid and his men were on the right, and the others on the left. And when they had thus secreted themselves, behold, I remained with the remainder of my army in that same place where we had first pitched our tents against the time that the Lamanites should come out to battle. And it came to pass that the Lamanites did come out with their numerous army against us. And when they had come and were about to fall upon us with the sword, I caused that my men, those who were with me, should retreat into the wilderness. And it came to pass that the Lamanites did follow after us with great speed, for they were exceedingly desirous to overtake us, that they might slay us. Therefore they did follow us into the wilderness, and we did pass by in the midst of Gid and Teomner, insomuch that they were not discovered by the Lamanites. And it came to pass that when the Lamanites had passed by, or when the army had passed by, Gid and Teomner did rise up from their secret places, and did cut off the spies of the Lamanites, that they should not return to the city. And it came to pass that when they had cut them off, they ran to the city, and fell upon the guards who were left to guard the city, insomuch that they did destroy them, and did take possession of the city. Now this was done because the Lamanites did suffer their whole army, save a few guards only, to be led away into the wilderness. And it came to pass that Gid and Teomner by this means had obtained possession of their strongholds. And it came to pass that we took our course, after having traveled much in the wilderness, towards the land of Zarahemla. And when the Lamanites saw that they were marching towards the land of Zarahemla, they were exceedingly afraid, lest there was a plan laid to lead them on to destruction. Therefore they began to retreat into the wilderness again, yea, even back by the same way which they had come. And behold, it was night, and they did pitch their tents, for the chief captains of the Lamanites had supposed that the Nephites were weary because of their march. And supposing that they had driven their whole army, therefore they took no thought concerning the city of Manti. We're going to leave it there with the Lamanites turning back to Manti. We see this strategy. We see that the Lamanites have good memories. A couple of things here. They tried to divert them out, tried to decoy them out like they did when Antipas was there. And they say, no, they remember doing that. And so the Lamanites avoid it. They say, no, we're not following them. And they try this a few times. It doesn't work. It kind of gets into a war of attrition. We're just both sitting here waiting for the other person to do something. But the Nephites are running out of food. And they do get some food eventually. It takes several months, but they do get some food eventually. And at that point, they're realizing we don't have enough. If we don't attack them and defeat them, we're going to starve to death. So I don't even think Helaman exactly had a plan at first. He just goes to the city Manti and says, we're going to camp here, and we're going to stare at the city until we figure out what to do. And they say prayers. God gives them the assurance, it will work out. Just go and do it. And so they go. They said, okay, now what are we going to do? Now the Lamanite spies, they see the army coming, and they go and report. And they come into the wilderness, which means they're on the wilderness side. So they are on the side between Manti and the land of Nephi, where the Lamanites are coming from, where their support is from. So the Lamanites now see this army between them and any new supplies. Not only do they remember their defeat when they were decoyed away from the city of Antipara, they also remember the siege of Cumeni, where they lost the city because they couldn't get any provisions. That is what they're fearing now. That is why, before this, they refused to be decoyed away, because remember the one time, but now they're worried. Now they're thinking, oh, they're getting ready to do another siege. We can't let them do that. And so they march out. They take their whole army with them, thinking, we take all of our men, we can just slaughter them off, and it'll be good. We come back. Helaman sees these preparations, he says, okay, this is our opportunity, and he lays the plan for this whole trap. Also, no, the Lamanites, they just chase them down, and they're thinking, we got this. This is their only army. We destroy them, and we won. So they don't give any thought to what's left behind. But once they start realizing that they're heading towards Zarahemla. Now, the reason they would recognize this is because they are led by Zoramites, and Zoramites would have all been familiar with the area. And they realize they're marching right into the heart of the Nephite lands, and they're worried that there's another army waiting for them. In the west, there's only the one army, and they know if we defeat that, we're good. But if they get into the heart of the land, there might be more. And that's when they turn around and run back. And they don't think that there's any danger because they think this is the only army of the Nephites in the west. Now, in our next video, we will finish this chapter out and see how the battle goes. So I will see you there.